Welcome back to Garage Kei. On this episode, I'm going to remove a very rusted on nut. I haven't made this sort of video before, and I might not do it again, but it is footage that I have. It's kind of a day in the life of Garage Kei. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet, so what's unusual about that?
Here you'll see that the nut is completely rusted on, so I cut the end of the thread off with the air saw, and you'll also see that I can't get this nut off with vice grips because it's already been rounded off by somebody else. So what I'm going to do is cut a groove into it with this. Now cutting a groove into this rusted nut took about 2 minutes, just basically holding the air saw in one position for 2 minutes. Not really much to see here, so I won't bother with that footage, but yeah. This is called an air chisel and basically just has a flat blade that does that. As you can see, it's quite difficult to get this thing started, but once it sits in a groove and you can get the blade to stay in the one spot, it will impact that one point. And my plan is to use that impact to first off make a bigger groove for it to sit in, and then eventually try and turn the nut off using the thread that's supposedly still good, covered up by that nut. So at this point you might be wondering why I even bothered cutting the start of that thread off, and the reason for that is because that thread was dead. There's no way you could wind anything on it. All it was going to do was prevent the nut from coming off. So just cut it off. Now I'm working on the theory that the thread that's covered by the nut is still good. So the nut itself has protected the thread. I can't get any penetrating oil or anything in there, but I mean, even if I could, I can't spin the nut anyway. So I want to try and spin the nut off using the thread that I presume is still good. So this entire process took about 10 minutes of just using the air chisel, trying to put it on an angle and get that nut to spin. It didn't actually work, but it did create enough of a flat surface that the vice grips could grab hold of it, and I was able to turn it a quarter of a turn at a time until it wound itself off the thread. So it did work in the end, but yeah, not in the intended way.
Hey! Got it! Look at that! Sweet. One. Next. That one.
See, the thread's all up. There's no way. Even if I could get that to spin, it's not going to run on that thread anyway. So I may as well cut it off and then rely on the thread that's actually still in it. Because as you can see here, even though I damaged it, the thread was still good inside the bolt. It's just outside the bolt where it's been exposed to the weather. So yeah, this is Loctite freeze and release 1620. Does fall. As you can see, it's been rounded off by the previous owner. They would have tried this and failed multiple times to get it that round. So we're actually going to get it out. Very slow process using an air saw. You could use an angle grinder, but I'm out of blades, so I'm going to do it this way. Now watch what happens if I just try and use this. It worked! Let's try it now it's had some shock. never know your luck. Nah, that's not going to turn. Keep going. Move. No, still doesn't want to go though. Hey. Like it did it. Hey! There she is. A whole bunch of rusted shit in there 'cause it's been upside down. But other than that, it's actually not rooted. Nothing wrong with this. And that's it. Now if you want to use it, you just have to get those studs out, which is not nearly as difficult as removing a nut. Now you might not agree with this method, but I thought I'd give it a shot. It made sense in my mind at the time, and it did actually work. Anyway, that is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you'd like to see what happens next, press subscribe. Check out the comments. Check out the description. Check out the merch store. I'll see you on the next one. Later.